Hello, this is Don Baker, and I'm doing my case study on a nursing facility. Just one individual, actually, that was in the nursing facility, and I've got my one note card here, so hopefully I won't have to use it much, but I will because I have it available. So let's just start from the beginning. He's 54 years old. His name is Milton Jones, and he lives in Marble Falls, Texas. He is a over-the-road truck driver. Has been doing it for about 10 years. And how he was put into the situation was during the winter, it was a blizzard actually, he had gotten a wreck and the accident had broken his back and given him some paralysis in his lower extremities, both legs. He was put into a rehabilitation center there locally, and he stayed there for about 6 weeks. And they realized, obviously, that he needed more care than they can offer, so they transferred him to STU Nursing Facility in Amarillo, Texas, which is about 600 miles away. For Milton, this was really extreme for him because number one, he's 54, he's a young guy, and two, the only family he has is a son who's 22 years old that he keeps in contact on a regular basis, but yet 600 miles away is a little difficult. So he gets to the nursing home facility and he's there for about a year or so, maybe a little more than a year, and he decides that he's overheard some other people talking to other counselors, ombudsmen, those things, and he wants to get out and he wants to go closer to where he's from and his son. So when his son comes to visit, it's quicker, it's easier, those things. So he had asked about that, and they suggested that he talk to his counselor through DADS, and DADS is a program set up for individuals sort of like him that need their assistance. And the DADS is for I apologize, it's for the Department of Aging and Disability. So the Department of Aging and Disability, these people come in, they find out what he wants, his needs, what he's wanting to do, and then they get him in contact with numerous other departments to get him set up for that transition. Um, During this conversation with him, they realize that yes, he's going to need 24/7 care because he has a hard time ambulating, which means he really can't walk. He needs assistance pulling himself up and down and those things. So he's going to need almost 24-hour care. There's limited things he can do. So during the conversation he had with his representative from DADS, um, made sure that when his transition went through, it was everything that he needed. So um, the reason why I brought this case up is because, if anybody has anybody out there who's in a nursing home that wants to leave, there are so much red tape to go through to get it done. Not only he talked to dads, which is great, he talked to ombudsman, which is good. There's about 20 other different agencies with acronyms for everybody to remember that they go through, which is great that they're out there, but there's a lot of things to go through just to get him to a facility he needs, the care and the help and those things. So it was almost 2 years when finally Milton was able to become transferred and be relocated back to the Marble Falls area. Prior to all that, he had several more meetings making sure that, you know, he had choices to select if he wanted to do, community-based services. Did he want to pick his own staff? Those things. So he elected to do community-based services because it's easy, it's quicker, it's not much hassle, at least initially. So he decided to do that, and he goes ahead and the transfer gets set up, and he moves out there. Once he gets out there, his apartment is or his place is, stocked with the food he needs because I back up. He wanted to move out somewhere closer to his family, but he wanted to make sure that close to the grocery store, bookstore because he loves to read, those things. So they were able to make that happen. Once he got there, they found, if a stocked, staff was ready, so he transitioned there fairly well. And this is after they've all went through the paperwork to make sure, his finances were in order for him to be able to do that. So the meat and potatoes of this is when he gets there, there was one incident where the staff did not show up um, as early as he wanted to, one of them to, so he became concerned. And he realized that he needs this care, and he was worried that, what if something happens? Well, what finally happened was his staff didn't show up one day, and he needed to get up. He has a chair close by where he sleeps, and he went to get in the chair, and he fell. So the staff was there to help. Luckily, there's an emergency service set up where if that happened, then it sent out an alarm to his neighbor downstairs who was willing to help in emergency situations only. And about 10, 15 minutes after that happened, the neighbor came upstairs, introduced themselves and said, "Hey, I'm such and such." And then they called his dad's representative, who in turn got on the phone, made sure he was okay, got him the help he needed. Fast forward to all this, they went ahead and made sure they set up everything in the future. They gave him phone calls on a monthly basis to help his transition better. So, in conclusion, if you know anybody this has ever happened to, happened to yourself, it's a scary thing. I couldn't imagine having no movement in my legs or my arms, my backs, but I need help, and yet I fall and I don't have what I need. So I thought I'd bring that to your attention, and I thought you'd enjoy it. Thank you so much.